Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about another iconic Ren Fair item, the belt pouch. So belt pouches are something that almost every single person uses at the Ren Fair. I started using woven baskets at first, but these belt pouches are so much easier to maintain, so much easier to keep track of, and honestly, so freaking adorable. I have quite a variety of them now, and I wanted to show some of them off to show you the price range, the difference, and the style of them all. I'm going to start with an Etsy bought one. This is from Halfling Crochet, the same place that makes all of my little mushroom crocheted hats, and it is obviously mushroom themed. This one is absolutely adorable. It is the perfect size for my phone or the little trinkets that I like to do trinket trades with. This one has a very, very nice woven texture. I absolutely love anything crocheted, but it is big enough only for like a phone at the I don't know, max capacity. It does have a pretty big belt loop on here, which I really do love. And it's just so simple and so nice. I can also throw this one in the wash if I get it like super duper dirty. But this one cost me about $25 a couple years back. And it is so cute. It was part of my original mushroom OC Rosea shroom look. And I think it is absolutely perfect for a small little accessory to add. You don't have to put anything too heavy in this one either to make it look like full, but I love it. It's so cute. I'm going to show you what it looks like on a belt now. All right, the first little pouch is very, very tiny when you actually put it on a costume, but it is just such an adorable detail. I absolutely love the daintiness of it. It is very small, but it is so easy to move around on the belt itself. I really love the closure as well. It is very easy to maneuver in and out, but because it is so tiny, like I said, it's not the most practical one, but it is just so cute and it's really easy to get on and off the belt. My main concern with this one is just that I've used it so much that it is starting to separate just a little bit here where the pouch attaches to the belt loop. But if it does actually snap one day, I think that would be a really, really easy repair. It would just take a little bit of finessing and material hunting to be able to get something that matches this really well. But I think it is just so cute and just it's perfect for a fairy look. It really, really is. And I think $25 for something so unique and cute is so worth it. You might not be able to find this kind of design specifically at a Ren fair, but because I am such a online shopper, it was super easy to find Halfling Crochet and support her little shop. All right, this is the second tier kind of belt pouch. This one is from Amazon. It came with the base belt that I'm going to be using in this series as well, that I also used in so many other videos. But it is a very basic faux leather little pouch with a metal clasp on it. This one is a tiny bit bigger than the crocheted one, but it is a little bit more durable. It's got a little bit more space in there and it does have some really awesome accent details. I added the button on it myself. It is the Druid symbol in Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm obsessed with that class. This specific belt pouch is a like medium tier one as well. You can buy them off of Amazon for about $25 if you go with certain bundles. But they have so many bundles on Amazon storefronts to where you can get potion bottles, fan holders, and a ton of other belt accessories. This one does have a pretty small belt loop though on it. So you gotta be mindful of that. It actually doesn't fit on a couple of my Ren Fair belts just because it is so tiny, but it is really good just to throw on the back so my phone is safe and easy to get to. I've used this also to hold my little trinket trades, but because it is so, small, it is not a huge staple in my Ren Fair like belt pouches anymore, but that doesn't mean that I don't use it. And now I'll show you what it looks like on. All right, here is the Amazon pouch. This one is very, very tight on the belt. It cannot move around easily. Honestly, I like to be able to shift my belt pouches whenever I can when I'm wearing them at the Ren Fair, just to be able to gain access to them easier because you never know what you're doing. You could be running around, you could be playing darts, you could be jumping and dancing. But this is the actual like maneuver to get in here. It's not the worst, honestly. The clasp is a little bit finicky sometimes if there's not something like pushing up against the mechanism to close it and open it easily. But I really do like how simple this little accessory adds to a look. It adds a little bit more rustic kind of design. And I don't know, it's just an easy little way to add an external pocket to any kind of Ren Fair look. I've used this for my pirate before. I've used it for just random little fae outfits. It's just so easy and simple. And having this space up here to add a little pin is super duper cute. I've actually switched it out a few times, but obviously, since it is such a cheap material, the punctures are going to be pretty aggressive. So you got to keep that in mind whenever you're actually adding pieces to this. But you can also paint it, you can decorate it up, you can really add character driven designs to this kind of simple pouch while it being semi affordable. Like this one was $25 and it did come with the belt that I'm using right now. So, not bad overall. All right, we are getting into the higher price range now when it comes to belt pouches. This one I picked up at Fan Festival a couple years back, and I absolutely love it. It is such a simple but intricate design. It has all these little grommets on it that really add some detail, this really awesome Celtic knot kind of design on it, and it is a drawstring to close it, which is so handy. It has so much space in it that way, and you can have stuff beacon out of it without the hazard of it getting lost. The drawstring is just like a normal kind of string material, but the rest of it is a leather base. And I think the tag actually says where it is from. It is Modern Rugged. This is a Mexico brand, apparently, because it says made in Mexico right there. But it is really, really awesome. It's a main cut of cow, I guess, according to this little flap. But it was about $85, I believe, and I absolutely love this. I used it so many times during the Run Fair season. It didn't falter at all. It is such a good quality piece, and that's about how much you're going to spend for any kind of good, decent sized pouch. The drawstring is definitely preferable for some looks just because I can fit my phone in here, my wallet, and my trinkets. But that does mean that one side of my costume could get weighed down if you don't have a counterweight or balance. I normally use my little cup combo mug situation to balance out any of my pouches. And if I don't have a heavy pouch, I put it on the back. But this one is really, really awesome. I'm going to show you what it looks like on a belt. All right, now it is time for the upper mid tier belt pouch. This one hangs a little bit low, but honestly, it is such an easy little height to be able to just get in there and get out. It also moves around a belt super duper easy for easy adjustment. But one of the main flukes of this is that the little clasp mechanism can be really difficult to line up and actually secure, but with the drawstring, you really don't have to worry about it. It's so easy to just tighten this shut and leave that like that. Not many people are going to be able to get in here, and especially not without you knowing. So it's super duper easy, super duper cute. It's not the most attractive pouch out there, obviously, but it is such a good, simple pouch to be able to throw on a druid look, on just a deer look. I've used it for so many things, and I've even loaned it out before as well. It is easy, simple, and it does its job, you know? I think $85 is really reasonable since it is a real leather piece. And since it is such a high quality item, it is easy to clean, take care of, and just, you know, use in general. I'm never really worried about damaging it. The only part that I'm a little bit careful with is the drawstring itself, just so that I don't wear down the holes in the leather too much or too fast. But other than that, it is such a solid piece. This is my top tier belt pouch in my collection, and it's also my newest one in my collection. I got this at Scarborough this year from a really awesome vendor, and I got it with the intent to use for every single one of my fairy cosplays because it has this really awesome tan neutral color that won't clash too much. But it does also have this really awesome purple accent that is also shown really, really well in the back. I love this bag. I love the little cross button here. I really love the shape of it. It's got a really decent size in there as well. And it's just so unique. These kind of belts hang through these loops instead of being adjusted on the back of the belt. So it'll dangle a little bit lower, but honestly, it's easier for me to get in and out of this bag than any of the other pouches in my collection. I love how big these loops are as well, and the small little details of the metal grommets, the really, really awesome purple leather here, and just the overall aesthetic of this is so unique. And of course, I added a worm. I always have a worm. Don't ask why, it's just what I do. And it has a simple little closure down here as well. But since this flap is so heavy, I don't even have to secure that all the time just to know that my stuff isn't going to fall out. This one ran me about 90 bucks at the fair and it is just so awesome. I really, really love the detail in this one and it matches all my fairy stuff so, so well. And yeah, this is the most expensive one, but I think it is super duper worth it. I'm gonna show you what it looks like on. Last but not least is the fairy pouch that I use. I really, really love this one. It is just such a unique shape. I really love the closure on it. It's a little bit difficult at times, I admit, but it being so low hanging, I can just like bend my knee a little bit to add a little bit of support to it. But it also means that people are not going to be able to get in here. Like, it is so well made. I absolutely love the uniqueness of it. It is a truly one of a kind pouch, honestly. It is very easy to maneuver in. I really like that it's a lower hanging one with this kind of detail here. It is so easy to add little trinket hooks to it, add little details like I have with the worm, but you can also keep it simple and classic and just really enjoy the leather crafting here. It was one of the more expensive ones that you can get at the Ren Fair just because the crafter is very, very specific on his work, but I absolutely love it all. And I'm really considering getting another pouch from him just to upgrade my black one. But this one is doing its job amazingly. So I don't need it. I just want to support him more. But yeah, that is the final pouch. But because this is a comparison video, you got to see them all next to each other. So you can really see the size difference, the drop hanging difference, and the overall aesthetic of each one on a belt together. Obviously, I would never wear them like this at a Ren fair or just out in general. It looks very silly and it's obviously not very comfortable. But just to show you the size comparison of these two, this one is definitely a little bit smaller, but it can stretch surprisingly well. Obviously, we got the Amazon one and then the two big boys. These are very, very similar in size. I think the brown one has a little bit more room just because it's that pouch shape, but they are all just so drastically different and they all work for so many different looks. Honestly, if you only needed one though, I would go with a pouch one that is just a good solid color. But if you're a starter for Ren Fair or just needing accessory belt pouches in general, Amazon can work for you. Yes, it is not the most unique, but use what you can get in your budget, resource wise, and just enjoy what accessories you can use. I absolutely love my collection of belt pouches and I use them all so frequently. All right, I hope you enjoyed this little comparison video. I have so many Ren Fair items that I just want to show y'all and talk about. So I'm definitely going to keep this series going, and it seems like y'all like it as well. If you want me to talk about any specific Ren Fair item or cosplay item to compare and contrast with, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next thing that I make. I do also have a full breakdown of all of these pouches on my Ren Fair looks in a playlist. So if you want to be fully informed of how I style these, you can go through that and see how they all get used throughout the season. But that is it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I want to give a shout out to everyone on my Patreon, including those in the Mr. Stark tier like Lewis, John, and Mondo. Thank y'all so much. Have a great day.